I think that with Ryron's performance at Metamoris, there is great confusion going on as far as the strategy that he used. There are some people who really misunderstood his strategy and who feel that that strategy would not be applicable in a street fight. But they should understand that this strategy was designed for the street, was designed for a situation with no rules. This is based on Grandmaster Helio's experience. Some people don't really understand what it means because we don't see this nowadays. Grandmaster Helio was 130, 135 pounds, facing heavyweights, twice his size. And he realized that many times he was not able to apply a takedown, take the top position, mount and submit. He realized that no matter how good his technique might have been, there was no way for him to get on top. Big guys would just throw him off. So the only thing that could allow him to survive was a development of a defensive strategy for the worst case scenario. I remember that when I first arrived in America, the UFCs were just starting, and a lot of the strikers, they used to say that I don't need to learn ground fighting because I will never let myself be taken down. I would never let anybody take me down. And what you have to do, their recommendation, was to avoid the takedown and just strike, strike, strike. And if you get to the ground, you just got to get up, explode and get up as quickly as you can because there's no need really to learn how to fight on the ground. And that was proven wrong because sometimes, no matter if you want to go down or not, you go down. Well, it's the same thing with the guard. Sometimes, even if you don't want for your guard to be passed, your guard gets passed. That's a worst case scenario. And Grandmaster Helio understood that. And what did he do? He developed a very precise defensive strategy from the side mount, from the belly, from the mount, enabling a small person to be able to survive. And that strategy is not only against chokes and arm locks as Ryron demonstrated during Metamoris against André Galvão, one of the best grapplers of the world right now. It also enables a person to survive against strikes. And that's the best you can do in that type of situation, because my question is, if not that, what? Explode and get out? What if you can't get out? Turn your back? That might put you in even more trouble and expose you to even more strikes, chokes, and a worse situation. So that might be your only choice. And in Jiu-Jitsu, we like to prepare for the worst case scenarios. And that's why the defensive strategy that Ryron showcased is so important. And also his ability to escape when there is an opportunity. And whenever there is an offensive move, an attack, there's a space for defense. And that's what Ryron demonstrated masterfully during that fight. When André Galvão tried to attack, Ryron was able to recover guard. So who is to say that if someone is on top of Ryron trying to elbow, trying to knee, trying to punch, that he wasn't going to be able to do the same thing? When André Galvão mounted, Ryron demonstrated masterfully the Upo escape. He trapped the arm and he rolled him off. If a fighter is striking from the mount, why couldn't he do the same thing? And what's better than that? I'm not saying that that's the best possible situation. It's a worst case scenario for sure. But when you find yourself in that position, and sometimes when you're physically inferior, you do find yourself in these positions, it's good to have a strategy. And that's what Grandmaster Helio dedicated his life to giving to students. That strategy to protect the smaller person, the person who doesn't have the time to be a professional athlete. So my question is, or I think the two choices are this. If you have the time to be a professional athlete, to work out, to lift weights, then you can fight under the assumption that you're always going to be able to impose your will on your adversary. And you might be able to do that with 98% of the population. But when you don't have the time to go to the gym, to work out, to become a professional athlete, then many times you might find yourself in this type of situation. And in that case, only a solid defensive strategy is going to allow you to survive a real street fight.